All Pontiac GTO Judges are special, but wait till you hear about this one. All good things must come to an end, and at the end of the third shift at the Baltimore GTO plant on August 8th, 1969, GTO Judge production came to a close. And this is the last car that they built as a GTO Judge on that day. Interestingly, it's also wearing a special order color. It's code N, and it's burgundy, which makes it kind of a understated example of a car that's normally not very subtle. Yes, this is definitely a very special GTO Judge, and what makes it unique is not only that it is a GTO Judge, but this one is believed to be the last Judge to ever come off the line in 1969. But before we get to the end of the story, let's talk a little bit about the beginning of how the Judge came to be. And I think it's kind of interesting to note that the Pontiac GTO did not have an image problem in 1969. Many people credit the GTO as being the first muscle car back in '64, and by 1969, we were seeing all kinds of different muscle cars being sold by various manufacturers, and you had some that were very, very fast, some that were just kind of flashy looking, others that were very expensive, and now, thanks to cars like the Plymouth Roadrunner, we're seeing some low buck muscle cars being built. So, Pontiac wanted some of that action, and the GTO was always known as kind of a highline car. But for 1969, Pontiac executives came up with a package for the GTO that was kind of a base model, but still branded a GTO. They kept a high-performance engine. Underneath that functional ram air hood lives the Ram Air 3 400 V8. This one's also coupled to a 4-speed transmission. These made 366 horsepower and plenty of torque to get this big sled moving. And I noticed looking at this engine that it's got a very, very nice restoration. The light blue Pontiac engine paint really shines against the satin black and the perimeter of the car. It's got power brakes, power steering. I do notice there's no air conditioning, but the top goes down, so that makes up for it. It kept aggressive looks and style. This one's got a really nice looking stripe down the side, and it's got a big wide spoiler on the back. But they also kind of kept it economical by not loading it up with luxurious options. And what you'll notice on this car is that it has the steel rally style Pontiac wheels. The headlights are exposed. They don't flip and hide like a more highline regular GTO, but it does have the flexible Endura nose and a functional ram air scoop system on the hood. So they didn't skimp on performance, but this car came standard with drum brakes. It came standard with very limited instrumentation and no other fancy frilly options. So again, trying to compete with cars like the Roadrunner, which was also a stripped down muscle car, Pontiac was trying to keep the price down with the GTO Judge. The name, the Judge, was a tie-in with the TV show Laugh-In, and they had a line on the show, "Here Come the Judge," and that was a very, very popular show, and Pontiac was very savvy in their marketing and used television quite a bit, so they enjoyed that tie-in and worked with the producers of the show to be able to use the Judge name, except in the Pontiac advertisements, instead of saying, "Here come the Judge," they say, "There go the Judge," insinuating that this is a strong performer. One of the things that I think is pretty cool is in Pontiac's advertisements for the 1969 GTO Judge, they were using every tactic they could to reach the younger audience that couldn't afford the fancy, full-blown GTO. So the wording in the advertisements is pretty fun. At the risk of violating any copyright laws, I'm going to read word for word one of the GTO Judge advertisements from 1969. "The Judge from Pontiac, looking every inch like older brother Billy." I guess that means the goat, Billy Goat, I don't know. "A new name with a special brand of justice to discourage the so-called performance-minded competition." Nice shot there at the Roadrunner. like a standard 366 horse, 400 cubic inch V8 with ram air and a 4-barrel. Or maybe the 370 horse, 400 cubic inch ram air 4 V8 if you so order. Either way, those hood scoops function. Like a fully synchronized floor-mounted 3-speed cog box, a close ratio 4-speed with Hurst shifter, yay, and a 3-speed turbo hydromatic, boo, are also in the hopper if you care to order the same. Like a 60-inch spoiler, blackened grille, exposed headlamps, polyglass belted tires, big and black, a screaming red-orange finish with a white paint slash, steel mag type wheels, and Judge ID inside and out. Like an Endura schnoz that regards chips, dings, and scrapes as acts of treason. Like Morocide covered buckets and a no-nonsense instrument panel that fills you in and keeps you that way. And the Morocide, I think, is just another term for vinyl. You know, they try to make it fancy. I don't know if it's Morocide or Morocide, but that's what they call it. And when you're ready to buy, tell your Pontiac dealer to order you a hood-mounted tack, a rally gauge cluster, power front disc brakes, and variable ratio power steering. And with that, our case rests. It's justice, man, justice. The Judge will hold court at your local authorized Pontiac dealers beginning in January. So already they're suggesting that this is a low-price car, but pushing options. Make sure you ask your Pontiac dealer for the hood-mounted tack and the rally gauges and the front disc brakes. But you'll notice on our car, didn't come with some of that stuff. It's got a very basic dash and no hood tack. Now, the advertisement talked about how most of these cars were painted in orange. And the first couple thousand Judges were, but as the production continued, you could get other colors. And speaking of production numbers, there was 6,725 Judge hardtops made, but only 108 '69 convertible Judges built. So it's a pretty rare car, and this one deserves special attention, not only because it's a fantastic restoration and a beautiful looking car, but it's the end of the line for the GTO Judge for '69. And with this car, the Pontiac GTO Judge leaves the bench for 1969. Thanks for spending some hard time with us here at Muscle Car of the Week. If you like cars like this, you might want to check out our website at MuscleCarOfTheWeek.com. We've got hundreds more videos of cool muscle cars like this. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.